What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with the weekly reset for Destiny 2 this Tuesday, and of course it's the 1st of October, so we're now in the month where Revenant launches, and today there have been a bunch of reveals. So we will touch briefly on some of that stuff, but primarily we're going to focus on the vendors for the week. So we've got the final week of Eververse items, of course various boosts in the game, and we'll cover featured activities and key rewards, wider vendor inventories, and some things to be aware of as we head into the final week of the episode. So as always guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and find it useful. If you do, a rating below really does help us on the channel, but now let's get into it. So of course, Echoes has now concluded, essentially. We do have one final week where Echoes is the featured episode for the game, so if you want to get anything wrapped up before the launch of Revenant, now is the time to do it, although all of the episode content will stick around for the duration of the year, so it will still be possible to wrap up any Echoes related stuff if you need to. It just makes for a good time to get some things completed if you need it. Of course though, next up, we've had the developer live stream for Revenant this week. I am going to do a detailed breakdown. As we can see right here, Bungie are showing off some of the tonics and the sort of potion crafting component which will be featured for Revenant, but I'll be going into this in much more detail very soon, so keep posted on the channel and I'll keep you up to date with that new info. And now as we get into the game, we've got contact in Destiny servers, which is always joyous, but we do have bonus Infamy or Gambit ranks available this week, also bonus Valor, and of course, bonus Vanguard points as well. So triple boost available for this final week of the episode, which may be useful if you're doing any catching up. But over to the Eververse store for the week, don't forget your free Bright Dust, still available for the moment right there. For Bright Dust items though, we've got the Polar Dance Legendary emote available for 700 Bright Dust this week. Additionally though, on the front page, pretty nice, we've got the Blazing Hearth ornament for the Crest of Alpha Lupi. These are available for 1500 Bright Dust, and they are the old Faction Rally exotic ornaments, so there's also some available for Hunters and Warlocks this week, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the Splicer Gauntlet Projection, available for 1500 Bright Dust, as well as the Laguna Cruiser shader on the front page, which is 300 Bright Dust. And for the same cost, Reef Regalia is available this week as well. And then to the main Bright Dust section, we've got the Here I Am rare emote available this week for 400 Bright Dust right there. Additionally, there is the Smart Dance, if that's even how you say it, a new one for this episode, up for grabs, an exotic one for 3,250 Bright Dust. Then there is the Rat King shell available for 2,850 Bright Dust, so some Rat King themed stuff. There's also the Mischief exotic ship available this week, which is a rather curious looking thing, and that one is 2,000 Bright Dust. And then the Messenger exotic Sparrow is up, another one new for this season. Bit of a delay on some of these previews. For whatever reason, that one is not previewing at all, which is fun. That's 2,500 Bright Dust though. And then we've got the one-shot weapon ornament for Still Hunt, which is available for 1,250 Bright Dust. That one's previewing though, a pretty nice one. Perhaps the first time available for Bright Dust, but then there is the Eramis projection for 1,500 Bright Dust. And for the second page of shaders, we've got Celestial Dome. Once again, all of these are 300 Bright Dust. There's also Temperature Wash. We're very hit and miss with the previews right here. But additionally, Welded Brass is available this week. And finally, we've got Carbon Blood for the shaders here as well. So give us your thoughts on those. But lastly, we've got the AICOM Rasputin Reboot available for 450 Bright Dust. Additionally, the Daito Capsule entrance is up for grabs, and that will be the same cost. And finally, there is Swirling Leaf entrance available this week. So let us know down below if you plan to pick anything up from the store this week. For a quick look at Banshee's weapons though, we've got the Number available right here with Killing Wind and Wellspring. Dire Promise has Snapshot Sights and Osmosis. Then the Vision's got Grave Robber Swashbuckler. Widow's Bite has Lead from Gold and Quick Draw. And Honor's Edge has got Relentless Strikes and Shattering Blade. But keep in mind the weapons and rolls will change throughout the week. Lastly though, let's have a quick visit to Shader 1 right here, and we've got the Tangled Web set of armor, if you need to add that to collections. But for shaders, there is Genotype Null 0 from back in the Warmind era. All of these are 10,000 Glimmer. There's also Bray Innovation as well, kind of old one right there. And finally, Dead Orbit's Fate is up for grab this week as well. Moving on though, some final mentions here, and the Nightfall weapon this week, as far as we know, is the Priastian X4, and that will drop from the Devil's Lair, which of course is the featured Nightfall. We also have the Grandmaster Catch-Up node, and again, it's the final week of the episode now, so if you want to get those done for the season, now is the time to get it wrapped up. Otherwise, the exotic mission this reset is Node Override Avalon, where we can of course pick up the Vexcalibur exotic glaive, so another good one to go after. Plus we've got the Garden of Salvation as the featured raid, and Shattered Throne for the dungeon, and all of the legendary rewards there are completely farmable, so especially for Garden, if you need to pick up any weapons, armor, things like that, it's a good opportunity this week. But finally, we come to the Lost Sectors, and as we've heard, Bumty are going to be changing up some of the featured rewards for these going into Revenant next week. But for the moment, today we have the Blooming Deep on the Pale Heart, and on the right side of the column as always, you can see additional legendary drops, and these can randomly drop on completions. Of course, there's also chances for exotic engrams on solo clears. Looking to October 2nd though, we've got the Forgotten Deep on the Pale Heart, then we'll see Europa Lost Sectors with Perdition on October 3rd, Bunker E15 on October 4th, and we'll get Concealed Void on October 5th. But finally, 6th of October is the Conflux on Nessus, and for the 7th it'll be Thrillerdrome on Neomuna. Then of course we'll be heading into Revenant. So with a couple of additional reveals still to come this week, a better look at artifact perks, armor and sandbox changes, and previews in the Twid, definitely keep it locked and loaded here on the channel, get subscribed, and hit the bell icon down below so that you get notifications for new content. We do our best to cover all of the new stuff nice and early here on the channel, so I'll keep you posted on what's next. But for today, additionally, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating and a comment down below really does help us out. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
You had to drag me down to bleed in the mud with you.
How many died to find the Chioma you call yours? Even then, you cast it aside.
You think that facsimile, that copy, was my Chioma, with fear behind her eyes? No, not mine.
Splitting hairs to justify murder? You sound like Clovis.
Oh, an emotional assessment. Life is prototypes and iterations. Each past you relative to you now. Third-dimensional beings struggle with this concept.
No more words. Surrender!
Why? How will you compel me if I refuse? Put it down, Icor. Honestly. The rest of you, lay down your arms. Thank you. Now, come, drink your fill. Let me change your mind.
You can choose to end this differently. Let this obsession go.
Choice is the ego raging against the inevitable.
You may not see choice. But I make my own fate.
I command you.
Not this time.